let's make some banana bread. I'm gonna make it 4 different ways. I'm gonna make gluten-free, regular, gluten-free, sugar-free, and then regular banana bread and sugar-free banana bread. This recipe I use, I've had it forever and ever and ever. I've got some of my bananas right here. I think I've listed the recipe in the files, but I'll have to double check. I'm using stevia for the, is it stevia or stevia? Anyway, I'm using that for my sweetener because it's more natural. I don't know if I can use agave or not, but I don't have any anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna give you the ingredients for each recipe, basically because I'm gonna do half of the recipe with regular sugar and the other half with the stevia for both of them. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and yeah, we're just gonna get started. All right, after a little bit of technical difficulties, I finally got it. Okay, so we're making the gluten-free bread first, banana bread. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of my ingredients, mix everything together, and then I'm gonna separate it, and I'm gonna add the sugar, and I'm gonna add the stevia to 2 separate ones. I got my jars ready. I'm just using the little, isn't that pretty? I'm gonna get dirty. Anyway, I'm just using the little jars. So we're gonna go ahead and get it together, and yes, we're gonna get it together. Okay, I had a little bit of an issue with my attire, so I went and got a pony, butterfly pony. I should know better than to wear this type of stuff, but I don't think about what it is I'm gonna do. Okay, so we have all of our wet stuff in here. I'm going to put my salt, baking powder, baking soda in here, and I have nothing to whisk it up with, so I'll be right back. Hang on just a second, I'm gonna get a fork. Don't go away. All right, I'm gonna mix that all up, and then I'm gonna take this out. And still having issues. I'm going to put it in. And I do have a hand mixer I can use, but in all honesty, I really, bless you, I really prefer to mix it by hand because I gotta stop it and scrape the bowl. And anyway, so the only thing I haven't added to this is the sugar. I did add a little bit extra banana because gluten-free flour, it all tends to be a little bit drier. So I put that in there. And as a matter of fact, I think I may add a little more liquid. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. But when I get it all mixed together, then I'm going to put it, half of it, into another bowl, and one of them is going to be done with regular sugar, and the other one is going to be done with the stevia. So yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit here. So okay, we'll be right back. All right, so I did add a little bit of water to this. I'm not sure. So I'm going to take about half of this. Sorry guys, my wrist is really sore. It's hard to do one-handed. So I'm going to take about half. That's about, let's see. Yeah, that's about half. And I'm going to put this one aside. And I'm going to come in here and scrape that off. And I'm going to add half of the amount of sweetener that would call for. So this recipe calls for a half a cup of sugar, and I don't always use that much. So I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of the stevia. Gonna mix that around until it's well combined. I'm a little bit concerned, in all honesty, I really am. But I guess we'll see. Come back and fill up our jars. Okay, so I have my jars, got a little bit of oil in them. I'm gonna use this because I don't know, I hope this is gonna turn out. I don't remember it being this thick the last time, but I don't know, maybe. I'm only gonna do maybe 3 jars here, I don't know. So you only wanna fill it no more than half full. And don't worry if it spills over the top a little bit, because a lot of times they will sink. So I'm gonna get a silicone, that's too much, silicone mat, and I'm gonna tap these down so I can get as many of the air bubbles out as possible. The other thing is, I forgot, put them in a cold oven. That way when you can turn the oven on and everything will warm up along with the oven. I think that will help with thermal shock so that you don't have any. Make sure that you wipe everything, the rims and everything off before you put them in the oven, because they're gonna be really hard to wipe when they're hot. While they're baking, get your canner on, get it up to a full rolling boil so that when you take these out, they can immediately go into your canner. They're gonna float, so make sure you have something on top of them before you lower them down into the water. I'm gonna do the one with regular sugar here real quick. I have a double oven, so I'm gonna put the sugar-free on top and the regular on the bottom. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the same process with this one, only we're gonna use regular sugar. And I thought there was something else, but there's not. So we're gonna use regular sugar. Okay, so they're in the oven, sugar-free on top, regular sugar on the bottom. And we're gonna bake these for about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes and check them. You don't want them to be completely done because they're gonna finish up in the water bath. So I'm gonna get my canner going. I'm gonna have it boiling hot by the time this comes out, because you're gonna need to get it out, get the lid and ring on, and get it in that water bath. And then we're gonna water bath for about, well, we are gonna water bath for 20 minutes. So water bath for 20 minutes, 15 minutes we're gonna bake them for. We're gonna do the regular banana bread the same way. The amount of ingredients is a little bit different, but not too much. So we'll come back and see how those look. Okay. So these are all ready to go. They're not quite done. And I'm gonna take them out, put the lids and rings on, and get them in my boiling water. Alrighty, so this recipe, the regular recipe, is a little different than the gluten-free one. So let's see, there we go. Normally, if I was making this with just regular sugar or with stevia, I would cream the butter and the sugar. However, since I'm doing one with a sweetener and one with sugar, I'm gonna do the bananas and the bananas in the butter, and then I'm gonna add the egg, and I'm gonna add the vanilla, the baking powder, salt, baking soda, and then the flour a little at a time. So just like before, I'm going to remove, actually I got some flour up in here. I need to, this is why I don't like to use the mixing bowl for stuff like this, or the mixer, just because I'm lazy, but my hand is really, really hurting, so I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna give this another quick spin. So there it is, all mixed in together. I'm going to take half of this and I'm going to put regular sugar in, and I'm going to take the other half and with stevia and then regular sugar. Okay, so just like before, we're going to do the stevia first. Get that all mixed in. Now, my recipe calls for a cup of sugar. I never use a cup of sugar. It really depends on how sweet my bananas are. With these, I tasted it before I put the sweetener in there, and in my opinion, I would have no problem baking them just like they are. So, but I did use a quarter of a cup of the stevia, and I'm only going to use a quarter cup of the the regular sugar. I did spray these. I do want to have these nice and oiled, and then, oh, that hurts. Be so glad when I get this taken care of. And then after I get them filled, I'm gonna wipe them off, wipe the rims off, because once they come out again, they're gonna be difficult. So these are a little bit different. And the other ones I filled with 2 scoops, and a couple of them I filled with 3 scoops. This 3 scoops seem to be enough, but with these, I have a feeling that they're gonna raise a little bit more. And I think that has to do with the type of flour. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm just gonna put 2 scoops in there for each one. The sweetener one is gonna go on top, and the one with regular sugar will go down on the bottom of them. So I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna put just a little, and we'll be back to see how they have all turned out. Okay, so I have the gluten-free. I just did them today. They're warm still, but I want to try it. And then I have the sugar-free, gluten-free, which is free all over the place. So I needed to put more in. All right. Ooh, oh my gosh. That was yummy. Okay, so this is just plain. I know I greased it.
I'm gonna start singing here.
Don't even start with me.
I told you to get all your stuff ready.
Well,
Paul.
okay, whatever. Ooh. That's actually a serving. What?
All right, just waiting. We're all waiting.
So it's so moist. All right. It's pretty moist. I probably could have baked it a little bit longer, but I don't know. All right, gluten-free. I could have baked it a little bit longer, but you know what? You would not know.
Oh, that's good.
I know.
It's really moist.
That's
Wow.
That's gluten-free with sugar.
That's the reason why she's here.
I know, they all, it's like I make a big breakfast and poof, they're all up. So that's phenomenal.
I'm always here.
Phenomenal. Okay, now we have sugar-free, gluten-free. This is the one I'm really interested in because my daughter here is diabetic, and so it can be pretty hard sometimes. Okay, so there's that one. Looks a little different. I baked them same time. Oh, this one needed to be cooked more. I don't know what I want to do. Well, I'm going to taste the top part that I know for sure is done. I'm going to put these back in the oven. I thought they'd finished cooking. You're going to like it. I'll give you a little piece. It does need to be cooked some more. So I'm going to put it back in.
That's good.
So these were done. So my recipe calls for about 1/2 cup of sugar. These bananas were so sweet that in each one of these, I only put 1/4 cup of sugar, and it was more than enough. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the sugar-free regular and the sugar regular, okay?